All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started with Super Real Estate Sunday. I want to welcome everybody for coming. Right behind me, you see this land, right? It's in Auburn, Alabama. It's right on the edge of Auburn and Tuskegee. And believe it or not, it's got two addresses. It's got a Tuskegee address, 1240 Highway 29, and then it's got an Auburn, Alabama address as well. This is a piece of property that I sold, all right? I've sold this in the past. It is 39 acres of land, and we found out that there was an easement on the property that had been given to an occupant that lived near the property. So that caused the property to sell at 38 acres. Yeah. So it started out as 41 acres. And then we were able to see, like I said, some encroachments, some easements, kept whittling down until finally when we closed, it was 38 acres. But here's the point that I want to make. So I don't know if you guys can see, let's see if I can expand this. I don't know if you can see the highway that's there. It's on Highway 29. Now, I don't even know if you can see my cursor, but right, let's see, right there, you see the land kind of going along that highway. Can you see that? It's kind of going along the highway there. Yeah. Okay. So that's the road frontage to the land. And then back here in the back, you see in the back, you see how long the land is. So it starts with road frontage here, right? It's right on the highway, about 200 feet across the front. But then back here, it is huge, huge amount of land that's going the length of the land. All right, so what made this land? I listed it for 350,000. That's because of some development that's taking place in Tuskegee now. That's really fascinating development. Some of the people who have now gone on to be highly acclaimed individuals such as Lionel Richie and other people, they have bought up certain land there, and they're now they're developing it. So they're drawing other developers to come into the community, and they're now developing the area. So it's a high commodity right now, right? So it was listed for 350,000. Well, we lost in some areas the validity of the value when it came to the specific road frontage and certain easements. So there was those easements that I talked to you about. They were beneficial to the developer. So when they found out that those particular easements had already been given to a residential individual and they weren't going to be able to use them, it caused them to renegotiate the price. So this 40 acres of land that became 38 acres of land ended up selling for $247,000, which is still a healthy price for this land. Now, the land is split. It was split into sections, and the owners decided to sell all of the land. Yeah, but I wanted to show it to you to give you an idea of what held the value is right here. See this road frontage? It was about 200 feet road frontage on that major highway. That's what held the value of the land for the developer, because he needed road frontage to further market and increase the marketability of his development. Yeah. So he bought it. And now, he's working through us and soliciting our help now. We're going to be on board with him to help him sell individual lots. So anyway, I just wanted to give you guys an idea, a glimpse into what will happen if you have land that's for sale. Developers will come along now because, like I said, land is a high commodity. And so people, firstly, they're not making any more land. So that makes it a very valuable commodity. But even now, development is taking place. Yeah, there are some adjustments in underwriting guidelines. There's been some debanking that's been going on. So there's just a lot of commerce that's rustling right now, which makes it a benefit to you as a seller of land and also as a buyer. What do I always say? Yeah, it's a good market. It's a seller's market. It's a buyer's market, baby. It's your market. So having looked at this land, I'm hoping that it gives you an idea of what you can expect when you give me a call to list your land with me. There are so many options to what we can come up with to benefit you. Okay, so I want to show you more parts of that particular land as well. But that was the biggest part that I wanted to show you. I wanted you to see how it was arranged. That part is always important because sometimes people own land, but they're not understanding how that land and its composite, the way that it's laid out, the way that it's structured, can affect their sales price. So I'm hoping that they gave you a general idea. Road frontage is always a plus. That's the first thing. Yeah, that's first and foremost. It can help you sustain certain value because it gives whoever is purchasing the property that frontage that they can work with. This is just another picture of that land on Highway 29. And it just shows how it was thick foliage on that land. Throughout the land, it was so thick until we could barely walk through there. I mean, we had to use our machetes, real machetes, to be able to walk through that land. But I'm hoping that you're looking at it and you can see how thick it was. Now, also on this land, there was access to water, but not a lot of water, but there was a creek that was running through there, and then it already had utilities set up. So it had a sewage connection right there, water connection to the county and to the city already on the land. That proved to be a plus too. All right. So having shown you that gives you a background and an understanding of some things that can cause your land to be beneficial. I just want to give you a closer look of that road frontage. So here is another angle of the road frontage of that land. See, it's near commerce. And also, it was near a fire department. Yeah, it was near the fire department in that area. So that also added credence to the appraisal and to the value of the property. Now, it's still rural. It was definitely rural property, but those things added to the credence of the value. All right, just giving you an idea of what you can expect. And I want to show you, I got to pull this land up. What is this? That's right. That's right. Sweet Timber, Utah. Yeah. That 10 acres of land that's there that's split up. Remember, it's an acre and a half, and then the other 8+ acres. This is off of County Road 39 down in beautiful Eutaw, Alabama. Eutaw is a nice historical town. It's quiet right now as they're just starting their development. So it'd be a nice time to purchase this for a development project, or if you want to purchase it for yourself for agriculture or for recreational, for hunting. This is a really nice piece of property. There is a creek that's on one side of the property. It doesn't encompass the entire side, but it makes it available to you. It comes up to the banks of the property just in one small area. It's not a whole lot of footage there of the creek, but you have access to the creek. All right, so I wanted to show you that very nice piece of land. Yeah, one that you would definitely want to look into. And you remember this property, 910 Edgewood Road in Gaston, Alabama. This is this 1,800+ square foot home that the seller only wants $135,000 for. That's right. That's right. Now, I understand he's got a couple of offers, nothing that he's received in writing yet, but we've had people call and saying they'll offer this amount, they'll offer that amount. We even had a cash offer, but nobody's come to the table yet. So this is still available for you. Now, I can tell you with that cash offer, the owner was willing to accept significantly less than $135,000 because it was a cash offer, and we'd be closing shortly. Okay, so if you've got a cash offer, come on, make me an offer. Make me an offer because he's willing to negotiate. He's very motivated. Seller is very motivated. Okay, yeah, and even if you're not going to pay cash, you can get a loan on this property. Now that I've already found out from with FHA underwriters and such. They've already told me that this property will sustain a mortgage loan. If you're getting a loan from an investor, that will definitely work. If you're working with venture capitalists, they're going to love this property. This is an investor's dream. When I tell you that when you get this house, you're getting a whole lot more than what you think you're getting just from looking at this picture. Listen, you got to come tour this property and make me an offer on it. It's an investor's dream. And if somebody's buying a home for the very first time and they want a house that's going to be valued, at almost twice the amount that it's selling for, because it's selling for 135,000. This is your house. This is the one. You really need to come see it, because all the houses around it are selling for twice the amount. Matter of fact, there are some homeowners in this area that are kind of irritated, because they're like, why are you selling it for so much below the market? That's because he wants to sell it as soon as possible. He's motivated. Call me. 910 Edgewood Road. And I understand initially when he put it on the market, there was some debris in the property, but all of that has been cleaned up. The previous tenants I think they still had some belongings in the property. All that has been cleaned up. And so you can really see how beautiful the property is, floors and all. It's got some very special amenities that I think you're going to love. Remember, it used to be 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. Now it's 3 bedrooms, because the previous owner knocked out one of the walls to create more space in that particular bedroom. So now it's just 3 bedrooms and 2.5 baths. You want to check this property out. And that's 910 Edgewood Road in Gaston, Alabama. And finally, we're going to land right here. Yep, 3203 Deerfield Road. That's in Huntsville, Alabama. 3203 Deerfield Road in Huntsville, Alabama. This is the seller that I told you was refurbishing the property. And I showed you last week how he had done some work on the bathroom floors and repaired the floor joist that was there that was unstable or sagging. It wasn't necessarily unstable, but to prevent it from being a problem to anybody in the future, he just fixed it. He went underneath the house. He replaced the floor joist in the den and in the bathroom area. He went into the master bathroom. He went underneath, and there was some old piping there that could have withstood. But he went in and put the modern pipings there, so that even after you buy it, you're not going to have any problems. This man is redoing this house because he wants to pass on a product that he would like to have for himself. He's a very, very, very honorable man with full of integrity. He bought this house in Huntsville, Alabama. He lives out on the West Coast, but he is a person that he is set on providing a quality product. Hence the reason why I'm not allowed to allow you in to see it yet. He hasn't given me that permission yet, because he wants, when you walk in the door, that this will be an awe experience for you. So first-time home buyers, I want you to go ahead and get your qualifications ready. Get it together. Call me if you need lenders, if you need suggestions. I have suggestions, a list of suggestions that you can choose from. Give me a call. Let us go ahead and help you get ready to purchase this property, okay? Because this is going to be a very quality product that you can appreciate. It's 3203 Deerfield Road in Huntsville, Alabama. Now let's go back through that again. All right. Yep. 910 Edgewood Road in Gaston, Alabama. Go ahead and give me a call about that. Sweet Timber, Eutaw, Alabama. 10 acres of land. And I want to leave you with this image. This image of this property that I told you that I sold prior to now. It was started out as being 41 acres of land, to be accurate. It ended up at the closing table being only 38 acres of land that they were able to sell. The other land they had to retain the ownership of, because they had given easements, to individuals that gave them the right to enter and exit the property. And of course, the purchaser, the developer, was not going to be able to use that part of the property. So it ended up being 38 acres of land that they sold for $247,000. It started out being listed at $350,000, but maintained that they lost some privilege or some value when those easements, those major easements to certain areas that considered major to the developer. One of the main reasons why they wanted to buy it, and of course they had to give up those easement rights to some of those main areas. That was a problem, and so it caused the price to be lowered, but only by a small amount, and it ended up selling for $247,000. You can see that there is some road frontage. Can you see that? Yeah, right there. It's on Highway 29. Yeah, it's about 200 feet of road frontage. And then back here, you see the major part of the land here in this parcel. And then back here, this long stretch that's back there. Yeah, yeah, about the length. Yeah, this is a lot of property that was lengthwise, but there was just not any road frontage. The road frontage was here. And it was this road frontage that maintained the value of the land and caused it to sell for 247. So anyway, I just want you to give me a call. We are ready. I'm Jacqueline Battle, National Land Realty, and I want you to remember that we are always here to help you. This is the best time to purchase property. So you need to call me today, right now. I need to hear you. Seriously, because this is an excellent market right now. It's a seller's market. It's a buyer's market. Baby, it's your market. Call me today. Jacqueline Battle, National Land Realty.